affect a person's behavior? Why are so many people hooked onto violent video games? What do violent video games do to someone's mind? Well, the answer to all these questions is that violent video games makes a person more violent. Today, I'm going to be discussing how violent video games impact children physically, mentally, and psychologically. The first reason why violent video games are bad for children are their physical consequences. When a child spends too much time playing violent video games, they often forget to take their meals on time, resulting in malnutrition and other physical diseases. Research has proven the effects of violent video games on children, such as obesity, video-induced seizures, postural, muscular, and skeletal disorders, as well as nerve compressions. The second reason why violent video games are bad for children are their mental consequences. According to a study made in 2020, violent video games divert the attention of children from their school studies, and as a result, poor school performance is seen within children. Children also learn abusive language and violent behavior, which degrades a child's mental status. An example of this could be a school shooting. The school shooting that happened in Colorado that killed 13 students and teachers shocked the world. They were video gamers who seemed to be acting out of their own dark digital fantasy. It was as if all that exposure to computerized violence gave them the idea to go out on a rampage, or at least gave them the urge to do so. The shooters of this incident were influenced by violent video games. The third and final reason why violent video games are bad for children are their psychological consequences. When a child spends too much time playing violent video games, the interaction with their family is limited, causing the child to be psychologically isolated. Mass homicides are linked to violent video games these way. Take the Adam Lanza case, for example. Adam Lanza killed 26 people, including 20 children and 6 teachers, at Sandy Hook Elementary School. He was a loner, and evidence showed that he was acting out of his own dark fantasy, where the deaths equaled up to some sort of score. He reportedly spent hours alone in his basement playing violent video games and was psychologically impacted. To conclude, today I have talked to you about how violent video games impact children physically, mentally, and psychologically. Children should not be allowed to play violent video games. These games deter youth growth and stunts development, as well as aggresses anger within people. As Hank Colwyn says, we cannot and will not ban the creation of violent video games, but we can prevent the distribution of these disturbing games to children where their effects can be negative.